Yo guys, what is up? It's P from PTV and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're gonna have another Pyromancer build for you guys. Now, I've been thinking to myself, I ran into something that I wanted to show you, and it got me thinking. And check this out. We look right here and we go to the expeditions board. We click right here, and I've been running lots of T15, and there's been one prompt that I've been missing, and it's this one. It's the one in white above the yellow bar. It says, this content is designed for groups. Now, I've been trying to run this solo, and I've been pretty successful, mostly, you know, through some of the expeditions, some more so than others. And so I sat here and I said, you know what? We should probably build a Pyromancer that would be great for team play. So that is what we did today. Now, if you're looking forward to this sort of content on the channel, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more Outriders content just like this video right here. First things first, we're gonna go to the skills, and this one, as it is going to utilize the Acari set, of course, as always. I know it can be boring, but it is the one set that offers the most flexibility. We're going to be using Heat Wave, Overheat, and Thermal Bomb. You'll be surprised that none of these are the top damage dealer of these builds, but mostly all of them, well, that's not true. Heat Wave and Thermal Bomb will be what we use to be awesome teammates for any sort of group. Heading over to the class section, we're going to completely utilize the bottom tree. Some of the notable nodes that we're going to be getting, notable nodes, that's tough to say, is Wildfire, decreasing cooldowns, Extinction, Fire and Anomaly for more damage, Phoenix Nestling, just in case we pass, Flames that Burn Twice, and of course, Grave Ablaze. Now, this tree right here is spec'd for solo play at the moment. Now, this is a very viable solo build as well, but I could see in group play with, you know, if you're staying back and you're working your edges and your lines of different expeditions, you could take off Phoenix Nestling if you feel like you guys are doing enough damage in your group, and I could see you putting on some more, you know, Burn Affliction type of nodes right here, just to make sure that you're doing more passive damage with the burn that you're inflicting. Moving on to the inventory right here. Okay, now again, this is our solo build, so one or two things are subject to change. I'll make sure to point those out, okay? Now, the Acari set, like I said, is going to be utilized. I'm rocking the helmet, the chest, and the lower wear of it, mostly because we need that Heat Wave. We need the anomaly, the increased anomaly bonus that we get. Every enemy damaged by Heat Wave grants 50% anomaly power bonus for 10 seconds. Any anomaly build, you're just going to rock Acari as the Pyromancer. There's nothing like it. There's nothing even close. It's the unfortunate aspect of it. The same is going to go for our weapons. Death Shield at the moment, activating Tier 3 mod Fortress gives us extra damage, and of course the Tier 3 mod Shadow Comet, which actually in tandem gives Shadow Comet the most damage dealt with this build every single time. Now, I do have the Imploder on still, just in case, you know, we get to a point where I have to switch. I can still do Shadow Comet damage, but I'm looking for the Funeral Power, as I could put Fortress on that and not lose out on my increased 43% damage done. So as it stands right now, this is what we have. This is not best in slot for the secondary weapon, but the first one, the primary weapon, is now best in slot. You guys know that I've been looking for this Death Shield for a long time. It feels good to finally have it, although it does feel a little bit grimy as everybody, their mom's dog, is using it. Now, as we go over to the official equipment, like I said, the Acari helm for the extra anomaly power, skills, life leech, and status power, we're going to also be looking for cooldown on these attributes. So those 4 attributes are going to be what is most important. Tier 3 Fire Tsunami, increasing the width wall of Heat Wave, super important to make sure that we can get as many people in that Heat Wave as possible to increase our anomaly power. We've also added Ride the Wave as an additional cooldown, or additional activation of Heat Wave can be used before cooldown, making so the the Tier 1 Burnt Out damaged enemies take 25% more damage for 8 seconds. Now that we're casting that twice, if we cast it on the same group of enemies, those enemies will be taking 50% more damage every single time we deal something to them. Okay, so that's just from Heat Wave. We'll revisit these pants in a moment. I do want to try to go in order and go back to the chest here. Now, moving on to the chest, you'll notice we're still rocking anomaly power, skills, life, and cooldown reduction. You'll notice the Acari set also just naturally specs towards the types of things that we need, so it's helpful for that. We are using Detonator, which is what the Tier 3 mod that comes with the armor, which decreases our cooldown for overheat by a substantial margin. But branded, the Tier 3 Thermal Bomb mod is actually going to be the other thing that helps our teammates do more damage, as we're using this, and we will also be using another Thermal Bomb activation before cooldown, allowing us 2 times the Thermal Bomb usage before we actually have to cool it down. Those effects stack as do the heat wave increased damages, right? So if you really, really wanted to, you could increase it so you have heat wave available 3 times before your cooldown, therefore inflicting 75% extra damage before you even activate your thermal bombs to do, even more damage after that. So if you wanted to be even more teammate friendly, I could see you guys doing that. Mostly if you run with Technomancers, though, for example, you really only need 2 heat waves and 2 thermal bombs. Technomancers just naturally have an inclination towards dealing massive damage. Anyway, also with Tricksters, it's kind of the same thing, especially with the shotgun up close. So moving on down to the pants. So we're revisiting the pants. We are going to be getting Anomaly Echo, which is a tier 3 mod. It grants us pretty much a passive 100% of the time extra bit of anomaly. For the level 50 variant, we are getting about 11,500 anomaly power. And because our cooldowns are what they are, that is going to have an uptime of about 100%. Moving down to the gloves. These are not best in slot gloves right here, but like I said, we did throw Fire Frenzy on there for the extra thermal bomb before the cooldown. This is solo spec right here, so I did put Captain Hunter on. So these gloves here, they are solo spec at the moment, so Fire Frenzy is a must-have, but Captain Hunter is more geared towards your solo runs, as we want to make sure we're doing extra damage towards the elites, but that is not going to help your teammates at all. That is just yours. I could see somebody switching that over here for something like Bullet Kindling, which deal 20% more damage against enemies, but it's also not 100% confirmed that that does anything for your teammates as well. So this might just kind of be what you have to rock. That might be what you replace to add an extra cooldown of Heat Wave. I could see that happening as well. Let me know down in the comment section if you know anything more about Bullet Kindling. Does that have any sort of effect for your teammates? I would love to know that, as that could really put this build over the top even more so. As we move on down to the boots, rocking these random boots of the Lava Lich. These are also not best in slot. If you watch any of my build videos, you know I have a really hard time getting gloves and getting boots to roll the right attributes and mods for me. So we've been kind of having to make it up as we go. To the tier 3 mod, Circle of Power is cool. It's definitely not what we are looking for. I would much rather have Emergency Stance on there, which is still bugged at the moment, so making it the best defensive mod in the game. I would rather have that and then have the ability to throw another offensive mod on there. But even as it stands right now, as you guys can see from the gameplay, these mods altogether are still working massive amounts of damage just for myself in solo runs. I can only imagine, as I only run with a Trickster on the side, I can only imagine what the Technomancer increase in damage buff would look like running with the Pyromancer like this. So the whole point of this video is to make sure that you guys, now that everybody's back on the game after the inventory wipe bug, they're supposedly fixing group play with an incoming patch. Gameplay is supposed to be much smoother, much better. The connection issues are supposed to be much better. I don't have a timetable for that, but they did say very, very soon. So whatever that means in Outriders lingo, very soon, I guess within the next week. So I wanted to give you guys an option for some group play to really stack some incredible damage and help you guys run the CT-15s for the expeditions and reach gold a little bit more reliably. If you guys appreciate this video, please make sure to drop a like, smash the like button, and then go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more Outriders content just like this. As an extra PR bit, if you guys are interested in or know anybody who struggles with the idea of mental health, please do check out my second channel, Paul Foster Ideas. We have lots of videos over there. You could argue that they're ramblings. I like to consider them musings on difficult topics. So if you're interested in that, I would fully appreciate your support. I'll make sure to leave the link down below. Also, if you're looking for other Outriders to play with, maybe you do want to use this in a group, you don't have a group, consider joining my Discord. There's lots of people in there. They're always looking for groups to play in, and you might be the Pyromancer that puts them over the edge, and that would be a great feeling, I imagine. That said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one, man. Peace.